Welcome, everybody. Today we have a very special guest.
I knew early on that I wanted to make movies.
It's such a difficult industry because there's a lot of luck involved.
I mean, look at American Werewolf in London, look at The Thing, look at The Fly. Look at these films that have really withstood the test of time.
I sculpted this Captain Kirk mask, and they didn't sell particularly well, but then John Carpenter came in, said, can you paint one white and spray paint his hair black?
I was maybe 9 or 10 years old, and it scared the living shit out of me.
You're just racking up these people that you grew up watching. They're in your films. Is that surreal?
There were 35 directors there. If there had been a bomb dropped on that restaurant, never another good horror movie.
Benet's Bloody Bits.
Welcome to Triple B. My name is Jason Benet. 1981, I went to the theaters to see the James Bond film For Your Eyes Only. I can still recall the intro to the film with Sheena Easton's music playing over it. I enjoyed it. Not sure why I went to go see it, to be honest with you, because I've never been the biggest James Bond fan. That is probably the only one I've ever seen in the theaters. But when the film was over, I did some bad behavior and did some movie theater swapping and bounced around to different screens looking for something else. And I stumbled upon Blood Beach. And it's a creature feature from 1980. Some people say it was released in 81 or the tail end of 80. It tells the story of this young guy. He lives on the beachfront. He's walking to the ocean. He's going to go take a dip. He waves hi to this older lady who he knows. She's walking on the sand with her dog. He's in the water and he hears screams, blood-curdling scream, but he can't see what's going on. He's too far from the sand. And this woman is slowly getting dragged underneath the sand by something unknown. We can't see it. We don't know what it is. She dies. Her daughter comes to visit because her mom is missing. Come to find out that this guy and this girl used to be an item, were nearly married. So they have a history together. And what happens is they start researching what's going on, what happened to her. Animals start going missing. Good guys, bad guys. Nobody seems to be able to catch this killer. They look into the LAPD. The captain's played by John Saxon. Of course, John Saxon's a police officer. I mean, he's not ever typecast. We've never seen him as one before, but he's awesome. So great. He chews up the scenes that he's in. He has a lot of people breathing down his neck. You guys can't find the killer. What's going on? But he throws it back at them. He doesn't take any shit. He's really strong as the LAPD captain. One of the police officers is played by Burt Young. You will remember him from the Rocky series. It's Polly, as well as Amityville 2, The Possession, a film that I love. So they're trying to figure out what's going on here. Why can't we pin down who this killer is? Well, that's the thing. It's a monster. Doesn't live in the ocean, lives under the sand. And obviously that was done for budgetary reasons. This is not a big budget film with major stars. You kind of have character actors and fairly unknown people. So the monster is out of sight for almost the entire running time of the film. Eventually, it does get tracked down to an abandoned building next to a pier. And unfortunately, maybe they shouldn't have shown it. Sometimes, the theory is your imagination's scarier than what a creature feature effects department can conjure up. And it's a very flowery, cauliflower, organic looking monster. It's not something, they obviously didn't have the money to hire somebody like Stan Winston. So it is what it is. Most of the movie is really good up until that point. The monster, yeah, it does take away from things. You're just like, you guys couldn't have come up with something better than that. But going back to the strengths of the film, where the pros outweigh the cons. The poster art for the film was great. Obviously, 1975 wasn't, far removed from the release of this film. So the artwork plays on that. And also the tagline, which is very, it riffs on Jaws 2. Jaws 2's tagline was just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. For Blood Beach, it's just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, you can't get to it. So they knew what they were going for with this film. They were trying to cash in on the aquatic horrors of the time, but they went for something original. They kept it in the sand. And obviously, for logistics and budgetary reasons, you're not going to have a monster jumping out and pulling people like some big Cthulhu or something. So they knew what they were working with at the time. Also, the filming locations were perfect. This was shot mostly in Santa Monica Beach. The pier that's in the film is a Santa Monica Beach pier. Also, some of it was shot in other parts like Venice Beach. I grew up in Long Beach, which is not close to this beach. This is closer to Los Angeles area. But what you have working for this film is an original premise, John Saxon, Burt Young, great poster, awesome tagline, a not so great creature. And you might be thinking, why hasn't this film ever been redone or rebooted or remade? Well, it kind of was done about a decade ago. There's a film called The Sand, which hits the same beats. A monster in the sand killing people, obviously done with CGI because of the technological advances that they have now. It's not a bad film. You can watch it on Tubi. You can watch Blood Beach on YouTube. And where's the Blu-ray? I don't think we're ever going to see it anytime soon, at least. There was talk that Code Red DVD, when Bill Olsen was alive, was going to release it. But there was finding the right prints, the elements to upgrade it to Blu-ray. It is possible one of these major boutique labels can swoop in and dig deep, deeper than the sand, and hopefully find the rights to it in the print and elements and get it released. I don't think it was ever put out on DVD. At least I don't recall seeing it in the States. So it's possible this hasn't had a physical media release since VHS or Laserdisc. So we're talking 3 to 4 decades. It's long overdue for a Blu-ray release. So nostalgia. 1981 is when I first saw it in the cinemas back in the old days where it was very hard to swap theaters when you were cheating like that, because back in the old days, they actually hired an employee to stand at the front before you went into cinemas and ask for your ticket, and they rip it and they give you your half back. It's a different time. It was somehow I was meant to go see this film. I guess I had a nose for fighting horror films. But yeah, Blood Beach, 1980, great cast, very cool, advertising for the film. The creature, not so good. Like I said, it's kind of pulls the rug out from under the film when you get to the end. But I guess you have to realize this is a low-budget horror film, but it's memorable. And it's been way too long since it's been available. So have you guys seen Blood Beach? Would you buy it if it got released on Blu-ray? I would. But thank you guys for watching another installment of Where's the Blu-ray? Talk to you soon. Stay scared.